Cormac Bates 161796668. So this is my second monologue entry for week 2 for the module WT4028. So looking back on last week, I suppose, was a very general overview of our initial thoughts on what the module would entail, stemming from just the first lecture. So I suppose we looked at the module challenge, the constraints in the module such as the 80-20 waste and stock material, and I suppose we flagged some challenges that we may have expected to face throughout the module. And then this week, for week 2, we were able to sort of focus more on the module context, and I suppose revisit the module challenge also and look at it in a bit more detail, and sort of maybe some of the issues that we may face looking at this. So I suppose the main aim for this module is to foster creative and critical thinking through the design and creation of a sustainable project underpinned by a real world problem, incorporating social and environmental value to the people and the systems. So I suppose what we looked at in a bit more detail this week then would be there was highlighted in green, so that the project must be underpinned by a real world problem incorporating social and environmental value to the people and systems. So this week in our labs, in our groups, we sort of broke down what we thought social and environmental issues may entail. So again, sort of focus a little bit more on social issues, as the environmental issue can be linked to your project or from the using of 80% waste materials. So that's also sort of addressing the sustainable aspect of the project, so that the materials we're using aren't harming the environment as we're recycling them, reusing them, and also looking forward to how they can be reused after we've finished with them. So that's really addressing the sustainable side of the artifact, and that can be linked into environmental issues also. I suppose another small touch we looked at for the environmental issues would be that the timber we source for the 20% stock material is also sustainable. But again, as I said, we focused a little bit more on the social issues, and so we looked at a very broad scale to start. So a lot of issues that were flagged were homelessness, accessibility and disability, isolation to do with elderly people was also a big one that came up, and just, you know, these are very broad issues that you couldn't really say you could fix or address with a simple artifact. So what we looked at then was sort of breaking them down into smaller and slightly more personal problems. So it might, you know, makes it a lot easier to address the problem. So that was done in the labs this week, but I suppose what we'll take away from that now, we'll need to break down again in terms of a little sort of more personal, or, you know, something in your own surrounding area that might just break it down that little bit more and make it easier for us to derive a problem statement from this. So that's what we've looked at this week, and going forward now, I suppose the next task will be to compile all of these, what we found out this week, and come up with a problem statement that our project will then address.